darkness.
In Darkness 1, Jackie inherited the darkness powers, but soon after that, in a feud with his Uncle Polly, the Don of the crime family, his girlfriend Jenny was killed. So Jackie went on a quest for revenge to avenge his girlfriend's death. So Darkness 1 ended with Jackie killing his Uncle Polly and becoming the Don of the crime family. So we begin Darkness 2 2 years after that. Jackie managed to keep the darkness bottled up for those 2 years, but when he's attacked at a restaurant at the beginning of the game, he's forced to use the darkness powers to survive. So Jackie goes on a quest at that point to find out who attacked him and why. It turns out it was the Brotherhood, an ancient organization that knows about the darkness, and they have a way to steal it from Jackie. So it's a really dangerous enemy type. They're led by a man named Victor Valente, and Jackie has to fight them to retain the darkness powers.
Jackie. Jenny's dead. Focus.
For Darkness 2, we're featuring a new enemy type here. They're called the Brotherhood. Now the Brotherhood is an ancient cult. They've been around for thousands of years, and they know how to fight the darkness. But the interesting thing is, when they were first created, they were a source of good. They wanted to trap the darkness to keep it bottled up so it couldn't destroy the world. But over time, the darkness corrupted them, until you have the enemies that we see in the game. This evil organization that is trying to steal the darkness from Jackie to use for their own benefit. So they're really interesting because they know that to defeat the darkness, they need to use light. So they throw flashbangs at you to keep you in the light. They have an enemy that has a giant light cannon that keeps you in the light. So it creates some very dynamic combat where you have guys shooting at you, but you also have guys with lights. And it becomes a really interesting strategy for the player to learn how to fight these. You know, and that feeds into our quad wielding, where you have to be out of the light in the dark to use your demon arms. So it's interesting to see like how players approach combat. Do I take out the light guy first so I can use my powers, or do I focus on the guy shooting at me with my guns? And so it's a very interesting dynamic that players should have a lot of fun with. So Jackie can grab enemies and then execute them. And we have a lot of different ones that vary based on how you've grabbed the enemy. And that has a cool gameplay impact that you'll learn more about later, but it really allows you to kill the enemies in creative ways. On top of that, we also have a progression system. So whenever you kill somebody, you gain Dark Essence, or if you eat their heart, you also gain Dark Essence. And you can spend this essence at talent shrines that are spread throughout the levels to upgrade your powers. So you can improve your demon arms, you can improve your weapons, or you can buy new powers like gun channeling, for instance, that allows you to channel darkness through your guns, giving you increased damage and infinite ammo. So we spent a lot of time reading the Darkness comic books, and we just fell in love with the Top Cow, what they did with it, and how they approached the franchise. You know, there's lots of color, very bright, vibrant, but at the same time very dark and brooding. And we thought it'd be really cool if we could capture that feeling in the video game and make it feel like you're playing a comic book. So we call our art style graphic noir. And basically our artists have gone through and hand painted all of our textures to give it that really vibrant color and make it feel like you're playing that comic book. The key feature of the Darkness 2 is our quad wielding. You know, it allows you to approach combat any way you want. You can be shooting guys, you can be slashing them to pieces, you can be grabbing objects in the environment and using those like as shields when you grab a car door, for instance, and then throwing it as an offensive weapon. So it's a very dynamic combat system that allows you to approach combat in a lot of unique ways that you won't see in other shooters. So you'll get a chance to try that for yourselves on October 4th. It comes out on Xbox 360, PS3, and the PC.
I keep it hidden inside me like some ugly bag of snakes. But it wants out in the worst way.